Today's topic, political burnout. I'm Bettie. I am a life coach and a Master's of Counseling student at Spring Arbor University. Those of you who know me, you know that I am a burnout prevention advocate, and I typically focus on high achievers in the workplace and caregivers, but today I am talking about burnout from politics. And I am speaking to each of us as individuals and also people who are organizers, advocates, leads others. Please remember that it is not healthy to ask people to sacrifice their own well-being for the cause. And I say that not because we don't want people to be active, but because they will not likely be able to sustain the momentum if they burn out. So you are also responsible for managing their well-being. One of the students at the University of Oregon, she put it this way: given the current state of the country, I am truly burned out. The amount of devastating, scary, and outright insane news that I have seen has been enough for a lifetime. And it all just makes me feel so disheartened and like I really don't even have a future. A Stress in America survey by the American Psychological Association reports that 77% of us say that the future of our nation is a significant source of stress. Psychological scientists who use empirical evidence to understand how the brain affects behavior says political stress can indeed harm our physical and mental health. Some of the symptoms that we can experience may be losing sleep, damaged social relationships, you can't stop watching news, you can't stop looking at social media, you have intrusive thoughts about doom and gloom, compassion fatigue, watching people be impacted by various different changes. And in 3 separate surveys, 1 in 20 people reported being so distressed about politics that they've had suicidal thoughts. Now, there is a silver lining. Studies suggest that political impact on well-being on average doesn't last very long. That doesn't take into consideration, though, how people differ, genetics, life experiences, maybe existing physical or mental conditions. Another, those who can reframe their negative thoughts, their unhealthy thoughts, into more productive thoughts through emotional regulation, managing and responding to their emotional experiences, have better emotional well-being. The caution there is it can also lead to political disengagement, sort of putting your head in the sand. And lastly, bonds between people who are politically similar, that's linked to better physical and mental health. The flip side of that, though, is navigating political differences can stir up significant stress and deep-seated emotions. So what can you do to manage political burnout or stress that you're experiencing or may experience, or you know of someone that is experiencing it? First of all, manage your exposure to the news. I know in my parents' time, they got the morning news and the newspaper and the evening news, but now it's a 24/7 cycle. Maintain a self-care routine. Keep your routine going by eating at the same time, maintaining a regular sleep schedule. Lean in on your faith and your spiritual practices. Share your feelings with someone. Like E.T. says, the movie about the extraterrestrial being, E.T. knew to phone home. He knew that while on Earth in the midst of chaos, he needed to connect with someone who could understand him and help him back on his planet. For us, that may mean calling a family member, calling a friend. It can mean getting a therapist, scheduling time to talk with a religious leader. And if you're struggling, you can also literally text HOME to 741-741 to reach a live trained volunteer crisis counselor. And lastly, breathing, practice breathing. I love box breathing or double inhale breathing, which is also known as the psychological sigh. And that is a breathing technique that involves taking in 2 consecutive inhalations and then a long, slow exhale. So don't forget to breathe.